Hello, I am Aifel of Lorlin, and let's talk a little bit more Maestro and making songs for Lord of the Rings Online. So, in this, I'm gonna cover a feature of Maestro, Seminote transposing, and we are gonna talk about some special notes that some of the instruments have and what to do about that. So, we are gonna start right away with the clarinet. So as I said, the clarinet has three octaves, the lowest, the medium, and the highest. And in the medium, there is a note that doesn't work like the other notes. I will demonstrate it for you. So we have a graph here where time is on the horizontal and volume is on the vertical. So a normal note for a sustained instrument in Lotto, it works like this. It looks like this. And it starts off soft because it has a low volume to start with, and then it gets more high. This is a very small time we are talking about, but it's easy to listen to and hear it. And in a song full of instruments playing a lot of notes, you can still hear it, and it's still jarring. That one of the notes, the G3, or the G in the middle, no, that's stupid too. Okay, the middle G starts like this. So this is called a tack till here. This note has no attack, and that means it sounds different when it starts. And if you put that on the melody with the clarinet, it's not gonna sound good. So here is the F note, and here is the A note, and here's the G. Can you hear it? Right when the note starts, there's like a click. That's the F note again. Starts soft, but this one, you hear it sounds very different from, for example, the A note. Very aggressive. It's not natural for such an instrument. So that sounds really bad, especially on a melody. So what can we do about that? There's a feature in Maestro called Seminote transposing, which is down here. So if we take the clarinet and put it on this track, we can transpose it up and down. So if we play the song, then we transpose it one seminote at a time. And for your information, if you're not musician, seminotes is if you have like a piano and the two keys are right next to each other, that means they are a seminote apart from each other. So if there's a white note and then a black note right next to it, then they are one seminote apart from each other. And there's 12 of those in an octave. So when I start by transposing this up and down by seminotes, you will notice that all 5 tracks in this MIDI goes up and down. And that is because otherwise you produce dissonance if you just do it with one track. So for example, if I want to put this to -5, then and I have for example, flute on the steel stringed guitar, then, or maybe it's a better idea. I'll put it on the viola, and let's, for the example, say take 7. So you see, when I transpose down the track I want to transpose down, the flute get also transposed down, and actually some of them gets down where it cannot be played, and the notes starts to get 1 octave transposed upwards automatically. So after you have transposed a track, or in the whole song actually, then you want to check the whole song that notes are not are where they should be octave wise. So what you can use this for is avoiding the bad note that we just listened to. If you select the clarinet here and you go in and check the tooltip for that track it has selected, then you'll see there's 54 bad G3 notes. So that's the middle G. So that's pretty many, especially in the melody. That's gonna not sound good at all. So let's see if the original actually was good. There's 42. Okay. So if I transpose it 1 seminote down, we completely avoid all the bad G notes in the clarinet. And then we can put it on the melody here. So yeah, there is some other notes in other instruments that are not superb either, and some that are not exactly 1 octave apart as they should be, and stuff like that. It's for me not a very big deal, except for one instrument, which is the Pibgorn. And the problem with the Pibgorn is the A note. It has what is called a pitch bend, meaning that, and normally if you play a note, especially a sustained note, you kind of keep the same note throughout the sustain, but a Pibgorn in Lotto will start at one pitch and then go to another pitch. And the A notes, actually all the A notes in the Pibgorn, have this in especially terrible. You hear this? They start at one note and then they quickly go to another note. So there's this pitch bend at the start. And that's a real shame, because real Pibgorns actually sounds really good, and I'm not sure why it sounds like this. Maybe it's the way it was played when it was recorded. It's mostly the A notes. There's a little bit pitch bend on all the notes on the Pibgorn. This is a G, but it's not so pronounced. It's much better. So just like the clarinet, you can with the Pibgorn, you can see if I select this track, for example, I get 786 bad A notes. Transpose it down 1 and I get 0. So that's the same principle as for the clarinet. And if you have a Pibgorn with some chords and there's like 3 notes playing at the same time and stuff like that, it sort of drowns a bit in the whole thing and it sounds a bit better, but as I said, all the notes in the Pibgorn have a little bit of this tendency, although it's A that are worst. So I normally don't put Pibgorn too loud in band arrangements, but maybe you want to, I don't know. But now you at least know this, if you didn't know it before. So this seminote transposing is very powerful, And remember there is 12 for an octave, so if I do up to 12, then it's the same as selecting all 5 tracks and putting them 1 octave up. Of course, another reason for wanting to use transpose is if you want to make it more bright or more dark or deep. Very fine adjustments. Or if there's a song you know is wrongly made in the MIDI, is in the wrong key, you can change it. But of course you cannot change from minor to major or something like that. It's gonna stay minor if it's minor, because the notes will still have their relative intervals to each other. So if we try play this one, oh, that was some bad notes, but you'll hear it gets more bright as I go up, and it gets more dark as I go down. Normally, most people, if they don't have if they haven't just heard a melody, then they won't notice if it's not the right key you play it in. It's still minor for if it's a minor song, if it's still major if it's a major song, but most people's hearing are relative. It's very few people that have absolute pitch and will know, oh, this should be A minor, so why is it in that key? And hear it wrongly. And of course, it's also you as a song arranger that decides, you know, you want to make your own thing. So do as you want. Sometimes the melody is, you can see now the melody spans sort of like 2 octaves. The middle octave and the low octave here. Sometimes it spans all 3 and sometimes even more. And so sometimes you can use this seminote transposing to like just get rid of the red notes, especially in the melody, for both the high and the low notes, depending on how it's set. So there's many uses for this seminote transposing, so use it. Okay, see you in another video.